All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today, guys, it started off as a troll. I was trying to troll people, over the whole GTA 6 and, talking about like a $200 cost for that game. And then it kind of got a little bit serious. I started arguing with somebody on Twitter and stuff, and they're freaking out, and it's like, and that just got me thinking. I'm like, if we as consumers do not want the prices of anything to go up, where does that leave us, man? We've seen so many developers literally go out of business, and that just got me thinking. I've kind of got like that business sided mind too, you know what I mean? Working in retail and stuff like that before, and I just have this like, okay, think about this, okay? Let me propose this. Like $200 for Grand Theft Auto 6. Is that a ridiculous price? No, probably not. I mean, I mean, we used to pay $150 for Call of Duty, and we were poorer then. It's not a ridiculous price. So here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing, and this I started thinking about this a lot more deeply because I have plenty of thinking to myself time. Think about this, Kay. So a game, developers start working on a game. They usually have to, and the reason why we're talking about this is because they started talking about like greedy developers and all of this stuff, okay? Not everybody's a Rockstar. Not everybody's an Activision. So first of all, most developers, when they start a project, they're either self-funding it, they are getting money, or doing a Kickstarter or something, or they've got a lot of money left over after another successful project that they built, or they are 100% receiving funds from an investor or a publisher or something like that. There's always somebody above them, or there's always like money just doesn't just appear. They're like, oh yeah, you know what, guys, let's just get together and build a game. They have expenses. Like the companies have to pay their wages, they have to provide the lights and the funding, the research and development. Like all of these things cost money. And then and then like on top of wages, you got to pay for, health benefits or whatever else, just whatever packages these developers get. Now, there was a golden period. There was like PlayStation 1 era, PlayStation 2, maybe even into PlayStation 3. That was kind of the golden era, Xbox 360, where developers could crank out games every freaking year or two and be able to like massively cash in on those products. Like they were a lot easier to build. They didn't need as many people. They were easy to build. They were easy to crank out. I mean, we used to get like Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty every single year. And they would come out, they'd be fully playable, but they'd be buggy, and obviously there'd be glitches and stuff like that, and like glitches that we used to make fun of. And then, but I mean, that was par for the course. That was a time when developers were actually making a good enough profit on a massive install base. Back then, like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, those platforms had way bigger install bases than they do now. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One saw a decline, like a pretty decent decline in overall platform users. A lot of people go into PC. A lot of people, just quitting gaming altogether because they're at that 25 to 30 range and they just don't have the time for it anymore. So there is a shrinkage going on in the console base. Most people that are excited about consoles are people that are my age, or just a slightly younger, like the older people that grew up with the Super Nintendos and stuff like that, the people that, have been there for every console generation. Like we're a dying breed though, like younger kids. And I've said this before, younger kids just do not care about consoles like we did when we were younger. They don't care. There's just not that much of a demand of new gamers coming in. So that right there, that loss of revenue, that loss of income that these platforms would have has shrunk. And then you got to understand that every game sold on Microsoft or PlayStation or Nintendo by third-party developers, they get a 30% cut out of that. So that's 70%. And the reason why we're going all over all these numbers and stuff is because people are like, they seem to think that these developers are just greedy. Now, they might have been back in the golden age, you know, like they didn't need to be greedy because they were making money hand over fist. Okay, they didn't need to be greedy. And then that, you know, ballooned into, okay, well, I want to up the ante. I want to do better. I want to make a better game. I want to stand out. And so we had like this era of games that were trying to actively get better. But some games actually got stuck in a rut, you know, as the cost of making games, you know, has ballooned and the development time has ballooned. That means that games are sitting in incubation so much longer than they ever were before, so that when a game like Redfall comes out, okay, and this is the sad truth about gaming these days that like nobody wants to admit, but it's true. Developers for the last while have legit been relying on communities to be forgiving when they launch games. Okay, like they have, and there's no secret to that. Most of these games that have come out buggy, broken, busted, but have gotten fixed, and now they're incredible games. You know, Cyberpunk 2077, all these games that like come out and they're just buggy garbage, and then they get fixed and they get patched and they move forward. But that was fine last generation, started this generation for a little bit, but things turned quickly on the developers. Like, people are just not forgiving. That $70 price tag for new games really was like, wow, you want $10 more? This had better be perfect. And when them games come out buggy now or unfinished or anything like that, they are immediately freaking destroyed. And like developers, man, there are games that, like the whole woke thing and stuff, okay? There's games that people just will start attacking for just any reason now. For just any reason that automatically, like, it is pretty freaking, it's pretty brutal in the gaming industry right now, to be completely honest with you. Like, it's brutal. Developers are damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. So when I talk about a game like, and this is the only reason why I said GTA 6, okay? GTA 6, Rockstar, has that pedigree of launching amazing games that people are going to play for a long time. So if we're ever going to break out of this cycle that we're in right now, because it's make it or break it for developers. If their game doesn't sell, like Redfall, if it doesn't sell, they're done. Even if they've got 5 games that were freaking masterclass and everybody loved them, the margins are so thin that if one game flops, that studio's done. If there's nobody there to hold them up, like Xbox or something, Xbox not propping them up, kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not gonna lie, but one failure and they're like, okay, like we can't do it. Like, it is the margins are so thin right now that we just cannot accept games to fail. They have to make their budget back. They have to be. I mean, look at what happened with I say Redfall because the next one we're going to talk about is, of course, that Concord game from PlayStation. People said that $400 million was lost on that game. $400 million. That game was such a massive flop that there was no way that studio was going to survive that. All that time, all that effort, that whole game, just done, gone, boom, in a blink of an eye. Studio and everything with it, all gone. Developers looking for a place to live, it just completely gone. These margins these days for these games are so damn thin that it's make or break it. Before you could have a Call of Duty come out and do massive sales and have another Call of Duty do lower sales and then massive sales, and you could have legit probably during the PS3 and PS2 generation had some games flop. But I mean, we've seen studios like, or publishers like Acclaim, Midway, like all kinds of them just get rolled into bigger conglomerates and stuff over the years too, just because they were unable like to sustain what was going on. Basically, games have been so damn cheap that it's crazy. It's crazy. Video gaming is probably the cheapest form of entertainment you are ever going to find. And don't say it's not, because you can legit get on any sale right now and find banger games for like $15. So you can't say that it's not cheap. Is it cheap day one? Not, I mean, I don't know, $60, $70 for a game. It's one of those things where I buy more games now than I ever used to when I was younger, and my backlog just keeps growing. It just keeps growing. Like these games are just getting pumped out so fast that you don't even have time to really consume one before the next one comes out. And if you're somebody like me that likes to see new things, that is kind of like, it's not sustainable. I buy these games and then I don't play them, and I keep telling myself, well, I just want to be there to support the things that I love because I want more of it. Well, I know this is a radical idea to a lot of people, and trust me, the person on Twitter made that perfectly clear that this is a radical idea, but say they increase the price of games, okay? And this would be dependent on not just the honor system. Obviously, we'd want to see real change. So take a game, Grand Theft Auto 6. You know they've been working on it. Everything they showed has been like absolutely mind-blowing. If this game comes out and it is what we all think it's going to be and it meets those expectations, shouldn't it be a company like Rockstar that makes a game that absolutely people want to play, bring that out and be like, okay, look, this isn't the new standard price for everyone, but this is the new standard price for a premium tier game that only a company like us can make. We've earned that. We've earned that right to make a premium product and sell you at a premium price that respects you as a customer and a consumer, but also respects the developers and the company structure so that we can continue to make these types of games. Now that would be a lot, okay? And I don't look at it as being a lot of money. Like $200 for the amount of entertainment that you can get from a game like Grand Theft Auto 6, it's more than reasonable, honestly. Like, if you really think about it, okay? I mean, if you're somebody, like if you're sitting there right now shaking your head, like, you don't know what you're talking about, Frog. I've never beat a GTA. I've never beat a GTA, ever. Not one time. But there are people that literally play these games for freaking ever. Forever. They continue to play it and they get their money's worth. Maybe $200 isn't for you, okay? Most of the sales for GTA 5 have come when the game goes on sale for $20 or $15, or it gets a new update, or this or that, or something like that. Like this game is going to continue. But the people that absolutely want that game, they're going to play it day one, that want to support that developer, that are just going to play that game no matter what, so I'm talking to you, basically, those guys. Do you think it's unreasonable, going off your past experience with your previous experiences with Grand Theft Auto, would it be unreasonable for you to pay would $200 be like unrealistic for you? Or, I mean, or is that just like, okay, yeah, dude, I'm going to play that game? Because I know there's games that I legit paid, what was it, $75 for Assassin's Creed Shadows on the PS5. Then I bought 3 skins worth another $60. There's games that I will pay above and beyond what they're worth. Like, there are ways. So I guess if you don't want to pay $200 for the game up front, should there be another way for us to pay more money for our games, to support the games that we love, that we want? You know, I don't know. I guess maybe I love video gaming a lot more than other people, so I'm here trying to find a solution so that my favorite studios quit closing down. Because I'm sad. I'm sad that freaking Codemasters shut down the Rally team. Like, I'm gutted over that. I know a lot of people are like, it doesn't matter, blah blah blah. I love Codemasters. I love their freaking rally games. I would support them every step of the way. When Dirt Rally 2.0 came out, not only did I buy the freaking season pass, but because it took for like, it would take like a day or two to unlock that content on the Xbox platform. So I would legit just rebuy them. I legit rebought every single thing, like all the cars, everything. Like, even though I bought that already, I still did that because it was like, I don't care. Like, I want this content right now, today. I don't care if they figure it out, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I want the content today. I want it. And I was willing to pay for that. And yeah, hindsight, maybe that was stupid. Whatever. I don't care. Like, I got the content that I wanted and more than put enough time into that game for it to be worth the price of admission for what I paid for that. So that doesn't matter. But yeah, earlier today, it was kind of a troll. I was just trolling people, but then I got to thinking, I got to thinking, I'm like, what if a company like Rockstar came out and like reset the hierarchy for games, okay? Because obviously not all games are worth $200, period. Not all games are worth $200 to everybody. You know what I mean? Some games are worth $1,000 to some people. Some people they're worth $15. Okay, that's why games go on sale. But what if Rockstar was to come out with a title that they know that they could easily sell for $200 a pop to their most adamant fans, and recoup that money? Okay, recoup that money, and then continue to sell that game. You know what I mean? Like, and then set the bar for like, okay, this is what a premium tier product is like. Because even people that are only lukewarm in that, like once they start seeing the hype and they start seeing the gameplay and stuff like that, they're going to want to buy it. So I did kind of a thing. There's like 10, like I have like 10 other friends at work that play video games. And when I saw that, like at break, we all saw that, and I walked in and I was talking to a couple of them. I was talking to them and I was like, so I walked up to each one of them and I said, dude, Grand Theft Auto is going to be $200 when it comes out. Are you in? And 60% of them, 6 of them, said yes. They would buy it day one, no questions asked. 60% of them. 20% of them, 2 of them said, I'd want to see gameplay first. I'd want to see gameplay first, and then I would decide. So that's about 80% that, give or take, all they would have to do is see something in the gameplay that they liked, and they'd be over. And then 20% said, abso-freaking-lutely not. Gaming is dead. I'm so sick of this, blah, blah, blah. And you know what I mean? And so I know that's not like a real world thing, but that just goes to show you that Grand Theft Auto is popular enough that 60% of the people I work with would pay that. I would pay that. I would legit pay $200 for Grand Theft Auto 6. And I know not everybody can afford to buy games like you, Frog. Man, I go to work and I work at a regular man job. Okay, I'm not super rich, but theoretically it's like 2 hours per $70 game. 2 hours per $70 game. Okay, so a $70 game for like 2 hours of work, it's like, okay, not a massive freaking hit, financially to buy one game. Okay, and so when you look at that, you're like, I'll tell you, games, I feel like games are easier to get now than they ever were. I mean, you got Game Pass that you can legit pay a monthly subscription and play games that you want to play. Is that sustainable? Yeah, if enough people sign up for it, then yeah, Game Pass is sustainable. They're making enough money doing that. If enough people are signed up for it and paying that along, and it gives Xbox enough revenue to invest in more games for it and yeah, it is. But if games aren't successful on Game Pass, then why, that's a waste of money too. So I don't see the price going up for some games being all that bad. To be completely honest with you, I don't see the price of some games going up being bad. But there are some games that, like, absolutely not, man. Like Golem getting a freaking price raise? No. Just because it's a game and it's made? No. I would want this to be more of an incentive to the developers and publishers to be like, okay, we have this golden opportunity to bring things back to the golden age when we were getting the badass games like that we liked. You know what I mean? Like, you can't deny that back in the golden age of PS2 and PS3, those were some incredible freaking days for gaming. If we could bring that back, because there wasn't as many games that came out as fast as they do now. Like, we get a lot of cannon fodder pretty quick. If we could go back to those golden age times, give developers an incentive to like build games. I mean, look how bored these developers are getting with the cookie cutter stuff. They want to do more. They want to build stuff, but they're like, look, man, we're limited. So I know, let's make every character look weird and give them pronouns and stuff. They have too much time on their hands. Okay. They're not, their mindset is getting affected by the not being able to make more money. Knowing that, like, look, man, look how incredible. I mean, look at some of these games. Look at the incredible artwork. Look at the incredible things that they can do with visuals, just visuals, with voice acting. Look at what they can do. Okay. Now imagine your customer base being like, oh man, we just want it cheaper. And you're sitting there, you're like, dude, I want a raise. I want to make more money for what I do. And you've got people out there being like, no, man, these games are trash. I don't want to pay $70 for that. I mean, wow, man, could you imagine that? And so they're bored. They're like, look, man, we can't be creative. We can't really build the stuff we want to build. We don't make the money that we should make, for our creativity. So essentially, we're being held back, and we're getting that's building bad morale. And so they're taking that out on the gamers. They're taking that out on the people that don't want to pay for it. They're like, fine, you don't want to pay for it? Fine, have a rainbow freaking haired freaking like whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I maybe that's not the reason. Like I said, I'm a super deep thinker. I think about stuff and it just keeps going through my brain. And then I think about, it's like, dang, man, imagine being the top form of entertainment on the planet today, video games. Imagine being the top form of entertainment, but not being able to command the price of a freaking concert ticket, which is right around $135 on average now. Not being able to command the price of a concert ticket for a game that takes significantly more money to build. Even your AA games cost more than it does to set up a freaking concert these days. Trust and believe. Yeah. Imagine being the number one entertainment, the number one, and not being able to get the price of a freaking concert ticket. Somebody, what do you keep using the concert ticket for? Because, man, you go to a concert, you get like 4 or 5 hours worth of music for $135, for $135. Okay, is that expensive to go see your favorite artist? Absolutely not. Do you do it all the time? Absolutely not. Maybe every once in a while you do that. So if your game prices go up to say $200, $150, I think $150 is, depending on the game, is for a premium tier product. I don't see $150 like we used to pay for Call of Duty every year being a bad price, being a bad starter price for a game like GTA 6. Okay. Witcher 3, if Witcher 3 came out today and it was like all rebuilt and everything in today's standards, yeah, $150, no problem. You just get these games. I mean, even Assassin's Creed Shadows, $150, absolutely, that game is worth that for me. So I mean, yeah, absolutely. Well, there would definitely still be like that fodder gameplay or whatever, but I think that if prices went up and developers knew like, hey man, we're going to be able to make this game, we're going to be able to take the time needed to polish it up and not sell it to you buggy because we made enough money on the last video game to be able to hold us over. Cool, man. But like these margins on games are so razor thin these days that one flop and the company's gone, man. I don't like that. I don't like those odds because I don't want to have to like every single thing that comes out. I don't. And as a reviewer, I want to be able to review the games and be fair and honest, but I know that my reviews are going to affect people's buying decisions. They're either going to like it, they're not going to like it, they're either going to buy the game that I said was great and they're going to hate it, or you know what I mean? Like, it's a very fine line. And as a content creator myself, like I have to create content. Like seriously, if a video doesn't do good, then I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, I need to make another one and another one and another one. And it sucks. It sucks right now, honestly, guys, because as a creator, you kind of feel the pain for the other creators that are literally trying to bring you their vision, and most of them get shit on before they even launch their games. These days. Those grifter channels, man, that's all they do is sit and get everybody hyped up and mad and angry. And what the hell have they ever built? You know what I mean? Like, I know that if somebody was like, oh no, man, I want you to fix my car, but I want you to charge me less, I'd be like, fix it yourself. Fix that shit yourself. It took me a lot of time and effort to learn how to do that. Fix that shit yourself. Change your own damn tire. Don't come crying to me. No, you don't want to pay me what I'm worth? I ain't fixing your shit, dude. No problem. Yeah. I don't even go out of my way to fix stuff for like friends and family, you know? Well, it depends. I'm not cruel, but yeah, like I'm not gonna utilize my skills to help somebody that doesn't think I'm worth what I'm worth. No, dude, I'm not. You're not gonna tell me that I'm not worth what I know I'm worth. No, that's crazy. You know, that's why the industry sets prices, and we're already in an industry in fixing cars and doing that kind of stuff where they already allot you a time. If you don't get the project done in that time, you don't get paid any more money. Why the hell would I give anybody a damn discount when they have already decided what my time is going to be? Well, I mean, most of the mechanic guys, mine's a little bit different. I work in a shop and I fix their equipment, so it's different. But before having to do work like that, yeah, like I used to install glass, auto glass. If I didn't do that window in that amount of time, you know, like the more glass I did, the more money I made. The more glass I did, the more money I made. I got piecework paid. So the more windows I installed a day, the more money I freaking made. That's, yeah. How is anybody gonna sit there and be like, no, dude, you're not allowed to up the price for video games? I think that's crazy. Man, when I first started this channel and I was railing against $70 video games, I look back now and I'm like, damn, dude, they should have charged $100. Easy. This generation, they should have charged about $100, but they should have made sure these products launched perfectly. Yeah, I think that yeah, I know that the prices are going to increase. Okay, Nintendo's already upping their price a little bit. They're going to just continue to squeeze us with these little $10 up fees. Okay, they're just going to price increases. They're just going to squeeze us. Why not just rip the Band-Aid off, come out, and be like, look, this is the new price for games. And then when we see the games, we'll either buy them or we won't. Okay. And then I think that would put a lot of onus on dishonest freaking YouTubers too, to be completely honest with you. Like right now, shilling a $60 video, $70 video game, whatever, it doesn't matter. But if the game was $150, oh boy, I think you would see shills start to be like, oh man, I think they would have to start being significantly more honest with the stuff that they're out there shilling, bro. I do. I think they would have to be more honest. So, all right, my friends, that's your Thinking Out Loud with Froggy today about the price of video games. I'm not necessarily saying that they should up the price. I'm just saying that they are going to up the price. I want better video games, guys. In the long run, I just want better games, things that are going to take advantage. When GTA 6 launches, this game is probably going to push 9th gen freaking hardware to its limits. It's probably going to show you exactly what these consoles have always been able to do. But we look back and then we'll see all the stuff we've already played and we'll be like, gosh damn, I wish these games would have been $150 and came out just a year later after they were more polished and fine-tuned to be able to, I mean, like, look how many games we've had come out at 30 frames per second, launch at 30 frames per second. I'm not talking about you, Starfield. Yeah, I am. And then get a 60 FPS patch a year later. Think about that. Would that have not have made significantly better impact on everybody's first playthrough had the game launched with 60 frames a second? You know, you've got these guys like, I mean, and now look, Xbox is launching games left and freaking right, man, bringing you banger after banger after banger. And it's like, look, just polish these games. Polish them. Make them a good experience. Like the Nintendo dude said, a good game is a good game. A bad game will get remembered as a bad game forever. I don't know. Whatever he said, I can't. But yeah, guys, I'm not saying that the prices should go up. I'm just saying that they should developers that put their heart and soul into it and build an absolute freaking banger should be able to ask for more money. They should have a better cushion, because their next product could completely sink them. And we've seen that. We've seen that with Concord. We've seen that with so many games this generation. Freaking Saints Row. We've seen freaking gosh dang it. That vampire game, man. Oh gosh, now I can't even, what was it called again? Blood oh my gosh, I can't even remember it. But yeah, we've seen so many games come out and not do good, and then the studio closes. Okay, and yeah, one failure sinks them. I mean, like the Hi-Fi Rush, bro. I mean, look at Tango Gameworks, gone, man, completely gone. They built, you know, they took a chance. They built freaking gosh dang it, what's the name? Ghostwire Tokyo, and then boom, Look what happened, dude. It didn't sell enough. The ponies didn't buy it, so they got rid of it. Yeah, I've seen so many developers come and go now, and it's gotten pretty damn depressing, to be completely honest with you, because I just want to play video games. So, all right, my friends, if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.